This story is sponsored by DigElog ROCORI 2.0. The DigElog network now publishes to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so we are where you are. DigElog ROCORI 2.0, where ROCORI people connect. In DigElog ROCORI's third and final interview with Barry Venable, Mr. Venable discusses what exactly a middle school concept is. He also explains the educational advantages that come with the 6th through 8th grade middle school, as well as the economic and spatial advantages that this proposal creates.
I'm not an educator, but I've done some reading, done some research, learned something about middle school education in this process. I personally went to a junior high school. What is the difference? What is a high school and what is a middle school is probably the best way to explain what the difference is. A high school is a single subject, a single teacher approach to education. You go to school, go to your locker, grab your books. Yeah, you may have a home room that you stop in at to take attendance, but then you spend your day rotating from teacher to teacher in a single subject setting all day long. That's a classic American education model, and it works well because it prepares kids for college. In this country's history, after World War II, the junior high concept emerged, which was quite simply to replicate the high school experience at that adolescent level. And that you also have to understand, this was at a point in time in American history where kids were starting to go to school beyond the 8th grade. Primary education to that point was 8th grade. High school was something that not everyone did. So you had an adolescent in a teenage setting in a junior high school. Well, over time it was recognized by the educational geniuses of the world that that wasn't perhaps the best approach, because you take these kids who, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, these are kids that are, encountering some major changes, not only in their body but in their brain. They're really experiencing more change than at any other point in their life. And the educators discovered that these kids learn better in an environment that bridges the gap or bridges the transition from elementary school to that high school setting. At elementary school, nice, homey, comfy homeroom. You got one teacher there, you may get a couple others into the day, but you're in your place. Well, the middle school takes the best of both of those approaches and combines them into an educational approach that works best, is most effective for grades 6 through 8. Well, with regard to how the building is designed and laid out, what I have to offer is there's really 4 points to be made with the proposal. Number one, it builds a new middle school. It builds it alongside, as part of, the high school facility. Part two, the high school has additions made to it. What are the additions? You're adding a commons and a physical education facility or a physical education classroom, or some people would call it a gymnasium, but it is an educational space. You're adding the gym, you're adding the commons. Why do you need to add those? They got them already in the high school. Because you're going to put 600 more kids in that building. You have to have the additional space. The middle school and the high school cannot share a gym. They need to have separate spaces. They will share the cafeteria, they will share the pool, they will share other things. But in terms of the gymnasium and the load of classes that take place in those facilities, they have to have a second one. Part three, you're going into the high school and remodeling, particularly the science wings. You're also turning the cafeteria into the existing cafeteria into classrooms. You're doing other things throughout the facility. Number one, to bring it up to code. You cannot do construction in the state of Minnesota and on a school building and not bring everything that's touched by the construction up to code. It must be done. So a 40-year-old high school building will be made new again. some simple things people may not realize, there is not a sprinkler system for that entire building. Parts are sprinkled, but the rest are not. Is that important? It's only important if there's ever a fire. But I submit that when you have a fire, it's going to be darned important. So you add the middle school, you add on to the high school to accommodate more students using the building, you renovate portions of the high school, and then the fourth part is you take the best parts of the middle school, which your father and mother built, your grandfather perhaps, but actually the church built this particular facility, but along the way we've all paid for it. You take the best parts of the middle school and you use them for educational purposes. The parts that are costing you money, the 1926, the 1946 editions, the 1960 editions, there are several other things, they go away. The things that are costing you money go away. The things that still have value and are an asset to the community and to the district are retained. Now, yeah, you got to spend a little money to do that, but at the end of the day, what will remain here will be a $9 million facility were you to build it by itself that will cost the district residents just $2 million. You know, certainly the economy has a bearing on the referendum, as it should. It needs to be factored in. It is out there. It's not something one could ignore. Interestingly enough, though, this is what I had to say about the timing of the referendum. The school district, the superintendent, the citizens of the district had no input on when the economy was going to tank. It's not anything we can control. History has shown that our economy goes up and it goes down in a cycle. It's going to happen again. It's happened before. The point is, although we can't control what the economy does, we can control what we do as a district. And the timing actually represents an opportunity. Why is it an opportunity? Aside from the frugal investment proposal that has been put before the voters and the benefits that it achieves there in terms of savings and efficiency, there's never going to be a cheaper time to build a building than right now, period. I don't get to talk to a lot of people about the referendum, but I do talk to some. And there's two groups of people that I discover here in the ROCORI community. I'm a new guy. I understand it, but these are my perceptions. One, you got those who have children in the district or who have had children go through the district, and they're going to support the proposal. The second is the more obstinate crowd who, for some reason or another, has not agreed with one or more district decisions or programs or other issues outside of the scope of this referendum. I understand that. Things are not perfect in ROCORI School District. There are things that can be made better. However, there are appropriate venues to influence what goes on in the district, and this referendum is not one in which you want to pursue an objective that is not related simply to facilities. Yes, you may have a problem with the school board, but you know what? Fix the problem with the school board somewhere else. This referendum deserves to be examined on its own, and I think that if once you do an examination, you will find, yes, the facilities need to be fixed.
We hope that you have found this program educational and that you'll go out and vote yes for the middle school referendum on April 7th, because ROCORI children are counting on you.